Yeah, so we're gonna just say if someone is just seeing this video, this is the first one they see of us.
Oh, but they know it's Pride Month.
Maybe they don't. June is Pride Month.
In case you didn't know. Now you know.
Today we are talking about what you can do if someone comes up to you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get started. So I think one thing that's important is to thank them, to thank the person that's coming up to you.
Yeah.
That's a huge thing for them to do, is to come up to you personally.
Yeah, to have the courage to tell you. And
yeah. It means that they trust you and that they love you so much and that they respect you. So thank them.
Yeah, thank them. Another thing would be just to listen. So you might want to spew out all of your thoughts right away or ask them a ton of questions right away, but just give them a second because they might be processing or taking a long time to say what they want to say fully to you. So just listen, and I'm sure there will be lots of time to ask questions or to respond after they've spoken.
So one huge one is to let them know that you accept them. I mean,
Yes.
they're probably terrified right now.
I was very terrified to
Yeah.
talk to people. I put it off for so long because you never know how someone's going to react. But if you can let them know right away that it's okay, you're not mad, you're not
Disappointed.
yeah, just like
Disgusted. There's a lot of negative emotions that someone could feel.
and I think from there you can like have a further discussion, but like making that known right away I think is the best thing. But they also might be able to tell that from your reaction, like if you're really expressive.
And tell them that you love them and give them a hug.
Not now though.
Ask them what you can do to support them.
Yeah, exactly. And you could even say right away, like, do you want me to ask you questions or do you want to not talk about it? Like, what do you need from me?
What do you need from me?
Because they may want to talk about it, they may not. They may want you to, I don't know, go to a Pride with them, or they may want to they just wanted you to know.
Or they might want you to help them, like maybe it's
Tell
your
others,
sister, and she wants you to help her tell your parents.
Exactly.
So just ask them what you can do to support them and what they need right now.
Yeah. One thing that you shouldn't say is suggest that it's a face. So I actually had someone say that to me.
Really?
I can't remember who. Like, do you think it's just a face?
Don't say that.
I don't.
You're so mad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
a hurtful
You
thing to
shouldn't
say.
say that. No, that's offensive. Like, don't say it. You may just be curious. Do you think it's a face? It's not a face. It's probably never a face. Is it ever a face?
I don't know. And another thing you shouldn't do is judge them.
Yes. Even if you're taken aback or like really shocked, try your best to hide that at the moment. I mean, whenever you're delivered anything that you weren't expecting, even if you're like totally fine with it, you just may be shocked. To the other person, that can be very hurtful.
Yeah.
So if you're able to hide that shock, that would be ideal. And also remember, I guess, in that same vein, that it's not about you, it's about them. And they, even though you're just hearing this for the first time and they've had time to process it, it's not about you. Don't make it about you.
Don't be like,
No.
oh my gosh, what are my friends going to think? What is my book club? If you're like a parent, don't be like, oh, all the other parents are going to judge me for this.
Exactly.
It's not about you.
It's not about you at all.
Or now I have to, don't think like about it in ways of like, but now I have to keep this secret from other people because
no,
it's not about you.
It's not about you at all. You should respect them a lot for telling you and trusting you with this and know that that's why they're telling you.
If you have any really strong negative feelings about the LGBTQ plus community, maybe it's because of the way you're raised or your religion or whatever it is. If you have really strong negative feelings, this isn't the time to talk about them. This isn't the time to start a debate on whether or not it's right or wrong. You can do that another time if you have to, but this is not the time for that. Another thing is don't push them to come out to others if they're not ready. I feel like people do this a lot more for the convenience of themselves than for the other person.
Yeah.
The person that's doing the coming out. A lot of people want to push that person to come out to more people so that they're not keeping the secret.
Yeah.
Almost so like they have someone to talk to, but again, it's not about you. Don't push them.
No, it's terrible to do that.
But it's something people do.
It is, and it's not nice. Good. And kind of similarly to that, don't tell anyone. It isn't your news to tell. It's not your place to share that information. They will tell people when they're ready. So do not tell anybody. Keep it a secret. It's not about you.
Yeah, that's the theme of this video.
Yeah.
It's not about you. And it kind of goes against what we said earlier, but typically it is okay to ask questions. But just know that they might not want to answer them, and to respect that.
Yeah, even saying, can I ask you a couple questions?
Yeah.
Like if you're curious, if you want to know, how long have you been feeling this way? Have you ever gone on a date with somebody of the same sex or whatever it may be? It depends on the person. They may really want to talk about it and get it off their chest, or they may be like, that's enough to I need to process that, we'll come back to it.
Yeah.
So can I ask you some questions?
Yeah.
For diving in and asking them tons of questions.
Good advice.
They might say, not today.
Mm-hmm.
Or they might say, yeah, of course, I want to talk all about it.
And just respect their decision.
Yeah, and don't push it. Just
Yeah.
let them set the pace and respect it.
Be available to them when they come out to other people. Chances are you're not going to be the last person they come out to. Maybe you are. But if they still have other people to come out to, be there to support them through that.
They could let you know when they're going to be coming out to somebody, and that way you're available afterwards.
Mm-hmm. And you can just
case.
check in and see how they're doing, if they need anything from you. And I think this ties in with the last point, but don't let them feel isolated.
Yeah.
They might worry that you're going to think differently of them, or that coming out is going to change things. So don't let them feel isolated. Reach out to them, check in with them, make sure they're doing okay. Don't let them feel alone.
That's a good one.
And keep doing the same things that you used to do together.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to change things.
Yeah, that's a big one. Is like keep things the same.
You don't have to be like, oh, we can't have sleepovers now because they're interested in the gender that I am.
Exactly. So keep things as normal as possible, because they haven't changed. Nothing has changed. They've probably always been that way, whatever they're coming out to you as, I guess. So like nothing has changed. You just have learned a small piece of big piece. You've learned a piece of information that you didn't know before, but that doesn't change it. It doesn't mean it wasn't there always. So
and it doesn't have to change
changed.
your relationship unless you are going to let it. That was my last point, so it's just reiterating it.
Yeah.
Remember that they're the same person that they always were.
Exactly.
They're the person that you love and that you've been friends with, or it's your family member. They're still them.
Exactly. And if anything, it's a chance to even grow closer, I think.
And to know more about them.
Exactly. They're letting you in on all of them, all of who they are. So if that's an opportunity for you to help them grow into the next, phase of their life, then that's probably going to even bring you closer.
Yeah.
Which is very special.
That is. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing like more beautiful than someone being authentically themselves.
Wow.
Too deep?
Oh, also one more thing. Don't ask them if you have a feeling.
If they're not ready, they'll come out when they're ready.
Don't say, are you a lesbian? Because they may be like working up the courage to tell you that, and they're not quite there. So by you saying that, then that may push them all the way back to the start. They may be like, no, and now that they said no, they have to start from scratch, and they're like, I can't lie.
Well, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope that you were able to learn something and that it will help you on your journey of life.
And if you know that somebody needs to watch this,
send it to me. But I'm going to leave it here because there's someone at the door. Bye, guys!